Hello Blizzard fans, this is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between Railgan and Rosso on Coda, the latter edition. This is a Legacy of the Void replay, and I think I cast a game between Railgan and Rosso about a week ago, but I feel like this is a different game, and if it isn't, then I will not upload this. In the top left of Coda, the latter edition, we have the red Zerg player, the hero, Railgan. And in the bottom right of the map, we have the blue Terran player, the enemy, Rosso. Now, a couple things I want to mention here today, so I want to speed things up a little bit. If you guys have any Legacy of the Void replays, please send them to me. I'm having a hard time finding them. Spawning pools, spawningtool.com doesn't seem to have very many of them at all. I've tried looking on Reddit. I've tried just Googling. There are a lot of Heart of the Swarm replays, but people just aren't uploading Legacy of the Void stuff. So I don't care if they're good. I don't care if you're a pro-level player. Please go ahead and send me those Legacy of the Void replays. If you can use Legacy of the Void units and abilities, that would be awesome. But if you can't, if you just want to use Mutaling Bling or Marine Marauder Medevac or whatever from Heart of the Swarm, that's fine. But I need Legacy of the Void stuff. So please send it to me at FalconPaladin@gmail.com. I will love you forever. I will cast it. You'll be famous. I know I have upwards of 3 digits of subscribers now, so hey, check me out. But either way, please do that. The other thing I did want to talk about today, as someone's pinging up here, it's pretty standard stuff. We've got the hatch, we've got the spawning pool. Either way, no big deal. The other thing I want to talk about was I'm approaching about 300 subscribers, which I'm actually pretty proud of. Thank you so much for subscribing. I kind of wanted to give back to you guys. If you have any ideas of, contests or drawings or different ways I can give back to the community, let me know in the comments, and I'll see if I like any of the ideas, and then I will implement them. So, again, any ideas of how I can reward you guys for sticking around and watching my content, that would be fantastic. Oh yeah, and the other thing too is, I actually managed to get myself shadow banned from Reddit for like 4 hours the other day. Apparently someone had complained that I was posting my own videos to the StarCraft subreddit a little too frequently. I was trying to make it, once every 2 or 3 days. It wasn't, constant or anything like that, but apparently the official rule for Reddit is you have to post 9 new content things for every one of yours that is self-promotion. So that is really hard to do. There's just, there's a lot of new content out there and stuff, but that is pretty difficult to manage. So I guess what I'm asking is, if you do see a replay that you like, if you see something on my channel that you really are invested in and something that got to you, go ahead and post it on Reddit. You can put it on Twitter as well, or maybe share it on Facebook. That is something you can also do. But either way, that really would help me out. And let's actually follow this Reaper. I would really appreciate it. So that's about it. So the Reaper gets 2 kills, does manage to escape with full health, which is fantastic by him. I don't think he used his new ability, which is KD8 charge. I might have called it KDB in the past, but it is a KD8 charge. So pretty good for him. I don't think he got any drone kills, though. No, just killed a couple Zerglings, which really isn't a huge deal in the grand scheme of things for the Zerg player. But he's going to pop back on up here. See what he can do. There's the Queen. Get him, Queen. Oh no, a little bit too slow. Oh, there goes the charge, knocking the drone back, and actually got him a drone kill there. The drone was trying to run away. The KDB charge knocked it back towards the Reaper, and he was able to pick up a kill. So, okay, that actually does make Reapers a little more viable. Oh, took the wrong direction. Is he gonna escape? Oh, that Zergling, I think, went under the Reaper in an attempt to kill it, but he was already hopping off the ledge, so he survived. So we have fastlings coming across the map here. There's not much of a wall here whatsoever. It's a really big ramp and hard to wall off. There are Hellions, though, ready to go. Can we get a surround on these Hellions is the question. I think he could have if he had more Zerglings, but he didn't. So instead, they're just going to go ahead and try to deny it. That supply depot can't quite do it. The Lings are not quite sure what they want to attack. They're trying to take down this Reaper, and they do. They're trying to kill workers, and they do manage to get one, I think, there. Nope, just a Reaper. So a lot of Lings were lost for a single Reaper. Not probably the best trade in the history of the world for Railgan, but that's okay. We have Hellions out on the field. They pretty much have map control now because there are not many Lings out there. There are 8 in production, but it's not really enough to handle this number of the Hellions. We are putting engineering bays at the front on this wall. They're bigger than supply depots. They have a lot of hit points. They are hard to kill. Banelings can't get through them very easily. So it's a pretty good decision there by Rosso. I like what he's doing. Either way, creep spread looking okay. I'd like to see the creep kind of actually connecting these bases and maybe moving on up. There we go. There's the creep tumor that will go to the 3rd base. So we're going to be 3 base to 2 base for the Zerg player, which is where he wants to be. What other decisions are being made? The Spire is coming up. Do we have a Baneling nest anywhere? I don't think we do. It's pretty much just going to be... there's a Spine Crawler at the front. It's going to be Muta and Ling at this point. I don't know. Usually you want Banelings in there, but Scouting Overlord does see what he wants to see. Sees the factory, sees a lot of barracks. It's going to be bio play from the Terran player after this initial Hellion harassment. So he will probably want to get that Baneling nest here sooner rather than later. Checks for the presence of a possible 3rd or a 4th. The Hellions are disappointed, and there is not. Are they going to get the creep tumor? Yes, they get the creep tumor. This one actually does survive, spreading that creep even further out. The Hellions aren't quite sure what they want to do. Yeah, here we go. Checking for the presence of a 3rd here. And like, okay, so there is a 3rd base here. There are no workers to kill. Unfortunately, we're going to try to kill this larva, which they do a pretty good job at, considering larva actually have, what is it, like 5 armor? Where's my... Oh, here we go. A good surround by the Zerglings is going to catch all of these Hellions and burn them down. Yes, the last one does get trapped against that mineral patch and does end up dead. So can we select a single larva here? Why can't we do that? That's so weird. Anyway, I think larva has like 5 armor. They're hard to kill, but they're susceptible to flames from the Hellions, which is kind of weird. But either way, Zerglings popping on in. There are a few Marines here, but not enough to handle this. There are no Widow Mines either, so this is going to go not so well for Rosso, getting right into the mineral line, taking down 2 of the Marines. A 3rd Marine actually does survive. Reinforcements come in to take out those Zerglings. That went better than I expected for the Terran player. But just keeping some pressure on is something Railgun is trying to do. He's getting +1 flyer attacks for those mutas. And there go the evolution chambers. Does he actually have a Baneling nest? I am so surprised he does not have one. What are these? These are Evo chambers. I knew that. Either way, Overlord just kind of chilling in this high ground. The Terran player cannot see it. Nope. Not at all. Here come the mutas, though, flying right on in. Gonna snipe down these transferring Marine, transferring SCV. And these guys are on rally, so they're not even going to shoot. They're all going to die. The Muta's just doing a huge amount of damage here. Are there enough to take down that group of... Yes, there are, especially with the stim. These Marines are super, super low on health. The Mutas swoop right back in. The Marines are trying to regroup, but I don't think this is going to go well for them at all. There is a turret, which is good for the Terran player. That'll chase the Mutas away, but he's right up here inside the production facilities, which is not where you want your enemy to be as a Terran player, especially sniping down the medevac. These Mutas are definitely paying for themselves, doing tons and tons of damage to the Terran player. Actually, enough here to take down small Marine balls, which is huge. +1 flyer attacks is not quite finished yet. I'm going to try to stop these turrets from being constructed. Marines coming out do manage to get a couple of mutalisks. Good for them. But we do have Zerglings popping on in here as well. The supply depot is down. That is huge. The Zerglings trying to kill workers, trying to kill SCVs here. They're forced to be pulled off the line. The Muta's kind of popping back and forth. They don't know what to do. It's going to be... Wow. So basically Muta Ling here. So no Banelings. Huh. I don't know if this is a good decision or not. A huge group of Marines is really, really hard to kill with Mutalisks and Lings. So... I don't know what we're going to see. There goes the Baneling nest, though. He recognizes that there are a huge number of Marines on the way. He needs those Banelings to take care of them. There's pretty much nothing else in the Zerg arsenal that can handle that except possibly Ultralisks. I guess Lurkers, too. Lurkers do really good. Hey, Railgun, give me Lurkers or give me death against these Marines. Kind of running back and forth across the Zelnanga watchtower. 3 bases are fully saturated now for Rosso. The Zerg player is getting his 4th. Railgun swooping in, delaying the production of these supply depots, actually killing one. Good for him. Immediately being rebuilt by an SCV from Rosso. Railgun just keeping that pressure on, making sure the Zerg player does not feel safe to move out because a giant swarm of mutas will come in and wreck him. Are these more barracks? These are more barracks. How are we doing on upgrades? We are getting +1, +2 infantry attacks. Overlord forced to run away. Will he survive is the question, and yes, he does. He does not have speed. But mutas now have a +1 flyer. Gonna snipe down that SCV, forcing a cancel on the turret. Interestingly enough, I don't know if that was entirely necessary, but either way, pushing on out, looking like he maybe wants to take a 4th base is Rosso, but no, he's just gonna move out here with these Marines, a large group of Marines. They do have combat shield, they do have stim, which just makes them incredible killing machines. And kind of dancing back and forth with these mutas. The mutas swoop around to the backside, see what they can do here, and the main mineral line. Are we getting here? We are. There's a single missile turret, but there's not really enough. And this is what I'm talking about. If you have a large group of mutas, you can make the Terran player scared to move out. because this will happen to you. All mining has stopped at this main base. Everybody clustered around the missile turret, trying to repair it in case it gets under attack. Sniping down this refinery is also a huge deal. Are we going to get it? Yes. And the missile supply depot. Yeah, let's finish that off as well. Splitting up his Marines into two groups is Rosso. Coming left side with these guys, coming right side with these empty medevacs. Interestingly enough, a bit of a decoy perhaps. Lings up here trying to defend this fourth base, but I don't think it's enough. These guys get cleaned up by slow banelings. They did not have a long lifespan, but here comes the push, stimming on up, killing these Zerglings. Killing this fourth base is a nice pickup for Rosso, but I think he might be trapped in here if he's not careful. There are mutas, there are lings, there are banelings. Baneling speed just about to finish. Just a couple seconds here, and there they go. Now they start rolling along. And here we go, trying to go up here, trying to take this high ground with good splits are the Marines, but there are just too many banelings bouncing back and forth among the whole army. The whole bio army gets cleaned up very, very effectively, but there's a drop in the main. Responding banelings do a pretty good job, but the units get picked up by the medevacs and head the heck out of there. Medevacs return home. They did manage to survive. The mutas didn't kill many of those. And again, the third base is established here. Looking pretty good for Rosso. Reinforcements are here, but I don't know if this is enough. Killing these banelings is nice, though. Forcing them to cancel or get the heck out of there. No more banelings in this area for Railgan. Here comes the push. And we actually do have a Liberator here. Liberator's trying to take care of these mutas. It looks like that didn't go very, very well. Unfortunately, I'm not sure why, but the banelings rolling on in, crushing through these Marines. Pretty good splits. A lot of Marines are still alive. Zerglings left, mutas left. Not enough. They are forced to retreat. Liberator, what happened, man? AG mode, anti-ground mode. Okay. So missile launchers. 2 attacks, 5 damage. Do they do splash? I think they do splash. They're supposed to be good against mutalisks. But again, I think it's a matter of fact where you have a whole bunch of mutas and like 2 liberators. No matter how good you are against a unit, if you're outnumbered that badly, you are probably going to lose the battle. So either way, Liberator running around trying to float a command center over here. Mr. Overlord has been doing his job and finally falls into pieces, having done his work for the swarm. He did a great job scouting up here for a while. Prevented the fourth base here at the same time, so he pretty much was paid. He was worth what the Zerg player paid for him with the 100 minerals for sure. +3 flyer attacks. Wow, alright. I haven't seen that in a while. Chitinous plating. We're going to get Ultralisks. There they are. Ultras coming on out. I love Ultralisks so much. They are my favorite unit in StarCraft 2. I know they're not amazing, but they're just so fun to just run up into the face of the enemy and see them kill everything. And then they get kited by Stim Marauders, and I feel bad, but Marauders have actually been kind of nerfed against Ultralisks in this matchup. We do have the 2 attack of 8 damage, 13 for armored, so I think that actually removed the amount of damage they did towards armored units, and they don't do as well against Ultras as they used to. A lot of Terran players have been complaining about this. The Liberators, okay, a group of 4 Liberators actually making a few hits off on those mutas and did manage to chase them away. So well played there by Railgun. A Liberator, Marine Marauder medevac ball is an interesting choice. No Widow Mines at all. We'll have to see how this works out for him. Railgun, though, is a really good spot. How many Ultras does he have? He has Corruptors. I think the Corruptors are likely to deal with the Liberators. Liberators actually are not armored, so where are my Corruptors at? Anyway, I just don't know they're going to do a great job. There's an Ultra here with +2 attacks and +6 on that armor. A couple Ultras actually here to defend against drops. Here comes the big push, though, right up the middle. The Muta's going to try to see what they can do to take out this base, but there are 3 missile turrets. You're not doing much there. Here we go. Liberators coming on in. Good splits from Rosso. Just kind of hanging out, waiting for the Zerg army to come to him. Really scared of these banelings. And here comes the push. There are a few banelings, but not many. Most of them splashed up on the front. A whole bunch of lings and mutas are left, but that is not a great composition against what Rosso is pushing with here, or Rosso is pushing with. The Liberators going to town on these mutas, doing what they can, but the Ultras have arrived. They're squishing all these Marauders, all these Marines, trying to pick up and boost the heck out of there. The mutas are giving chase. The Corruptors are giving chase, trying to land here in the main. I think this might be enough actually to handle these mutas, especially with the +3/+3 having finished on those Marines to chase them away. Going to try to take down these Corruptors at the same time, but they're so hard to kill. They do have that +2 armor with no upgrades. Moving into the back here, trying to kill as much as they possibly can. The Ultras are finally here, a little bit late to the party. So many Zerglings, though, are going to die to this attack. I think, yep, Corruptors take down that final medevac. A small attack over here with Marines doing a huge job, killing a ton of units over here. The Zerglings, the drones, are going to die. Another attack here is going to take down this 4th base. I have to imagine there's not many hit points left on this hatchery. Is he going to get it? Yes, he does. But then he is forced to pick up and try to escape. But the Corruptors are here to take down those medevacs. And Railgan calls the GG. Rosso is victorious. So you got to respect a guy who submits a replay pack where he actually has losses in there, especially if it's a good game. So thank you so much, Railgun, for doing that. We had somebody complain a couple weeks ago that if I tell you who submitted the replay, then we know who won, and they find that frustrating. But you know what? Railgun actually has submitted at least 2 games in which he lost here. So again, props to him. He played a fantastic game. I thought for sure when those Ultras came out, he'd be able to win, but the multi-pronged harassment with these Marines, managing to take out this base, managing to lock down this third base was just too much. It was 68 to 131 supply. It was only 24 harvesters left. The Terran was established on 4 bases, looking very, very powerful, especially with us +3 upgrades, and that was it. So fantastic play. More Legacy of the Void stuff than I expected from the beginning of the game. So Again, thank you so much for watching. This has been FalconPaladin. Please submit your Legacy of the Void replays. I will give you love if you do so because you deserve it. You can also find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /FalconPaladin.com. And again, as always, until next time, you take care of yourself.